make guys wonder if we
Isn't that copywritten?
Seats. What?
I do.
It's a parody.
Seats?
Yeah.
It's a parody. Parody's fine.
We should do multiple seats.
Have we
It's a
started
parabola.
yet?
Yeah, we're about to start.
I love that.
Parabola.
That's
Ready?
good.
Do you need something?
Like
You
no.
good?
Interview line. No, I'm good.
Are we okay?
Okay, because we're live.
I'm super
Hey
ready
everybody,
to go.
welcome back to the Wayward 7. My name is Will. As always, I am the DM here. And welcome back to episode 22.
25.
What?
22. That's what I said.
Okay. Anyway, so welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. Before we get started, we have some announcements from our friend.
Yes. So I've been reviewing your tax information here, and it's
No.
you do understand when people talk about tax season, it's not like seasons of fall and spring.
Oh.
It's
Wait, are those mine?
you only get one chance.
Where did you get that?
And looking at this paperwork, it's not promising.
No.
Do you need a pin, Ethan? I have a pin.
You might need several.
He's seen in 17.
Hey guys.
You were late on your returns. That's the short of it. You really should be starting as soon as you get your W-2 in February or maybe even January, but
Filed it right.
Shouldn't have done that, guys.
there's
got
still
it.
hope. There's still things you can do.
I got a 1099, so yeah.
Just evade it.
What can you do?
We have
5.99
options.
is
Just evade it.
Cloak of
It's that
evasion on
simple.
the taxes.
Cloak of
So-
invisibility over you.
Yeah.
Hot.
Charitable donations and offers can go a long way. Where I would recommend you start, as we're looking here, you can
Uh-oh.
help out YouTube channels, subscribe to this one. That's the best place for you to start. That will
I say subscribe.
that
I
will
need to write this down.
that will earn you a
Write that
significant
down.
write-off, and with that write-off, then you do have actually a much better chance of not going to jail.
Oh.
So I recommend, for the sake of your taxes,
This season.
which you are multiple weeks late on. Which ones are mine? You should subscribe to this channel to get a write-off, and it will essentially bail you out.
I actually got 300
Alright.
gold last episode, so what's the taxation on
All
that?
right. Well, thank you, Ethan. Very informative.
Glad we paid for
yeah.
that.
So, thank you.
Getting out of jail 1.
Also, talking today is the lovely Lauren.
Hi. As you can see, we have. Oh gosh. We have our guest stars back again.
Evan and his face is back.
Yep, and I'm
You
right
brought
there
that.
in the middle of it. As always, subscribe to our Instagram and our TikTok at the Wayward 7. We post spoilers without context. We post behind the scenes, fun videos, updates, such and such. Something I forgot to add on about last week. Depending on the guest stars, the timing of when we do that one shot might differ, just because we have people from all over.
Just don't demand Isabella, basically.
Yeah, don't. Isabella, who likes to go places.
you got?
We know that while we may hate Isabella, y'all don't, and so
Even if she is
It's a
out of
conflict,
country
really.
most of the year, Isabella.
There's a reason she's out of the country.
Yeah.
She's a traveler.
She didn't pay
tax
her
fraud.
taxes.
Tis the
They
season.
can't catch
So
her.
anyway, continue to just give us some ideas while we're working this out for you.
Great. Yeah. Also, once again, we're joined by Evan. Charlotte. Say something. Yeah, and Jack.
Hi.
All right. So, if anybody has anything else to say tonight, any other announcements you want to get out of the way?
Make
Nope.
it a great day or not.
Pay
The
your
choice
taxes.
is yours.
Wise words. I think that means we're ready to get into tonight's game.
Yay. Woo, woo, woo.
not talk about
Please
that.
don't say that, because we're back.
Oh!
How long
Yeah,
have the
yeah.
mics been on?
Hopefully they weren't hot the entire time. But, that being said, last time we left off, the party traveled quite a distance and made a reunion and some new meetings with some new members of Team Half Squad.
Friendship.
Hired help and friendship was made along the way, as they definitely, maybe, possibly got scammed into giving away a couple hundred gold. Allegedly. And some interesting sightings were seen here and there. Bags and antics were discussed and done. But for the most part, it was a calm travel with nothing bad happening, so that they can say there was a peaceful time for what comes later. Anyway, with that being said, as they travel along the roads, eventually rising up over what is now a marsh, the kind of boardwalk that leads to the swampy city of Koli is off in the distance. That being said, as you head out, it is a very quaint town. What appears to have two main roads. It's made of this kind of ancient wood and mudstone. It rests comfortably on a large island here in this kind of deep marsh. There are three large ramps that you can see, and one that you are on currently, that lead to the island. With the southern being the most open, the southernmost tip of the island being open out to the rest of the marsh, and eventually what you presume to be the open waters. As you get closer and closer, you kind of see the people of this town kind of milling about, doing their daily business. And as you start to enter the town itself, there are no guards posted outside, but there are guards kind of around the kind of single intersection here of this town. The people here are quiet and seem to be kind of disturbed by the sudden influx of visitors. But you can see that there's a lot of docks here, little fishing boats here and there, lots of nets. And most of the denizens here seem to be fishermen. But those of you familiar with this town, which would be Khris and Darrell, would know that actually fish is one of the lesser focuses here. The main focus the major focus of this town is exotic and useful plants and herbs that grow around the area. Koli is well known for exporting of potions, tonics, and remedies. They're famous for their tea, their herbal ailments, as well as some of the more well-known apothecaries come from here. So, as you enter
Medicine.
the center of town here, the short road that kind of leads the width of the island, which is not very wide, you see the kind of brazier that has been set up, where you see some people are talking to who you recognize as Mithra, the court wizard of sorts for the king of Haras. And you see that she is speaking to some people and opens up her journal as they place their stamps in the book. She shares a few words and they walk off. What's up?
Do we have our stamp with us?
Your stamp with you? I believe Rena had the stamp. Did she not?
Did you have the stamp?
I do!
Okay. Because I was like, if this is in my bag, it got stolen.
I was gonna say, I thought Rena took it. I don't care. You
Okay.
have the stamp.
Okay. I was like, please don't make this more trouble for me.
Sorry guys. You don't have the stamp, you're out.
You gotta leave.
Gotta leave. Anyway,
We gotta go wait in line at the DMV to get a new one.
3 hours
You
here,
get that
Koli.
tax.
But that being said, there's not much of a line here, so you're free to walk up and speak to her when you wish. It's a very quiet town, very kind of overgrown kind of moss and fungus here and there on these old kind of boards. A lot of the buildings themselves almost seem to be made out of driftwood that seems to maybe come down the delta. But that being said, what you guys doing?
Guys, I love this place! As I go, can I just constantly be on the lookout for new, interesting types of fungus I've
Yeah.
never seen before?
Absolutely.
Let's go sign in first and then we can look for some plants.
Alright.
Yeah, Rena, there's a lot here. Kind of riding on the back of Urena here, you see lots of little growths of mushrooms. You see the one particular colony that kind of grows up the wall, almost in these frills. Lots of interesting stuff here, stuff you've never seen. As this is fairly different than the kind of murky waters of Mizumi. but more specifically the Great Forest where you're from. So,
Can I try to talk to some friends of mine, some from growing up here?
yeah, so you are kind of from around this town. You looking for some of your friends?
Yeah.
Which friend are you looking for in particular?
Any I see at the bar or the place I used to visit?
So so you're. Are you heading off to the bars, or you want to sign in first
Sign in
for the race?
For the-
to. Yeah, sure.
All right,
Do that
so
first.
we'll do this first, and then we'll get there.
Gotcha.
So, Khris, what are you doing?
Okay. Well, I guess it'll also be after we sign in.
Are you guys signing in then?
You're
All right. Which one of you's doing it? Who's going up for each team?
I have the badge.
All right. Yeah. Hopping off the arena, you head up there. Who has the badge for your team?
I can.
Wiggum did.
Well,
I guess they have
He
two
passed it
there,
off
two
in
there.
time.
you can have more than one.
Mhm.
So you have it. All right. So the two of you hop off your mounts and head over to Mithra, who is patiently kind of waiting by the fire, kind of.
Hello.
Hello.
I am one member of the Forerunners.
Noted. You stand it. Your task here is to bring back a trophy of a large plant-like creature. It must be from a plant, not an aberration or any other wildlings and undead. It has to be the source of it. A tree does not count. This has to be either awakened in nature or monstrous in appearance. Any stagnant plant that offers perhaps the capacity for violence will do, but it should be noted that the wildlife to the west of here is fairly affluent in such creatures.
Thank you.
So you place your stamp as well, and she kind of just gives the speech to both of you. So, that being said,
Do you know where we are going to find anything like this?
The west tip here.
follow the road to the west, to the western boardwalks. You could head to the north, and there's even some to the east, but most of the teams have headed north.
Got any tips?
I would say be careful. Not everything is what it seems.
Oh.
Hard to find these sorts of creatures. But I'm assuming that the locals here are much more versed in such things, seeing as this is a major export of said crops, herbs, plants.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I'm gonna look for like an exotic apothecary shop or like exotic plant shop.
And I don't know if you guys remember, but I will mention, Gregori did tell you that there is somebody here you guys should find and talk to.
Yes, the witch. I'm going to actually go to I'm gonna go to the nearest tavern.
There's one, I would say, Khris, growing up here, you know that there's 2 taverns in this town. If I can find the names. Give me just a
It's
second.
so hard to think of the 2 taverns at a moment like this.
There is the Crooked Gator
The Crooked Gator.
and the Fungal Grove. I would say you know that the Crooked Gator is located in the northern side of town, and it's more of rough and tumble fishermen and hunters. And you would know that the Fungal Grove is located kind of on the outskirts of the southern tip of town.
Okay.
And it's kind of a more interesting, it's got a more of a history to it, whereas the Crooked Gator is a newer establishment.
I think I would go to the one with more history.
Okay, so you leading everybody there?
Sure.
Should we like?
I
one group
want to
to
go
one
to
tavern
this
and-
fun-
That's actually a
Grove.
good idea. I
Should we
think
split up? Like,
No, let's just all go to the fun.
Okay.
We're splitting up.
So,
Come on, guys.
Khris, this being your
I can't remember
hometown.
where it
Is this Fungal Grove like a tea shop, or is it like just called Fungal Grove?
From what has been known at the current moment, you know that it is a tavern of sorts, or a shop of sorts.
I hope they have tea.
So, as you head south towards the Fungal Grove, located on the outskirts, you see this mysterious and alluring tavern that seems to be drawing a different kind of crowd here. The building is made of a mix of wood and living fungus that grow with these kind of glowing mushrooms and vines that creep up the sides of the walls and onto the roof. And as you enter, the interior is dimly lit with this hazy atmosphere that suggests the presence of magic. the menu here, as you kind of see up on the walls, it's more of a restaurant and inn kind of area, not necessarily a tavern of sorts. But the menu here features many unusual dishes with exotic ingredients, such as cavefish, moss, and rare herbs. And the drinks are often infused with these kind of magical properties of sorts. So the decor in here kind of includes these strange artifacts, such as preserved animals and plant species in large kind of jars and glass display cases, as well as many kind of mystic emblems and relics kind of on banners. It's a lively tavern for the kind of crowd that it draws, which is more of an eerie kind of darker folk. But nobody here seems to be surprised at the entrance of more members of the Champion's Pursuit.
I'm gonna go up to the barkeep.
As you do.
Could I have, what's your house drink?
As you kind of say this, you see this kind of rugged-looking fellow with one arm kind of turn around. A house drink.
What's your recommendation, I should say?
We've got some quite interesting fungal teas, if you're interested.
I am, yes!
Excellent, excellent. And we have some meads made with, well, let's just call it sweet moss.
I'll have the tea, thank you.
All right.
I'll also have tea.
3 teas, what did you say?
I didn't say anything.
May I try every fungal tea you've got?
All right, sure.
Darrell wants mead.
All right, one mead.
Would you happen to know any information on a local witch?
Okay, so first up, for all those drinks, which one of every tea is it's gonna be a total of 6 gold. As you see, he just starts kind of bringing out these large kind of boxes, many different types of tea.
Thank you.
And you ask,
The swamp witch?
Yes.
Yeah. There's a swamp witch around here, sure, yeah.
Where might I find her?
He's just around the corner, around the building corner, and you head up. The entrance is on the opposite side of the town road because she don't like people. But, I don't know, it just says swamp magic written on the side.
Swamp magic?
I wrote it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She has a shop, she just doesn't like to advertise. She's not big on it. Kind of a recluse, but it's hard to be a recluse on this little island. So, you know.
Since the
Tea's bread.
Thank
the
you.
guy earlier said that the locals are more like, they know more about these creatures that we're looking for than he would, can I ask this guy if he knows anything?
yeah, you're
about
asking
them?
the barkeep?
Yeah, if
Yeah.
he's got any information or tips or anything.
Yeah, and every other person who's walked through that door in the past 24 hours, I'd say. But, I don't know, I don't really, I kind of just buy from other scavengers. I can't really do much picking myself. But, you know, that's fine. I'd say you probably just go out, wander a while, touch something you're not supposed to, it'll show up.
I mutter about how useless he is under my breath, and then I turn away from him.
Hurtful, but alright, you asked.
Hey, Khris, should we just finish up our tea and then go?
We probably want to get straight to the witch as soon as possible
Alright.
and see if maybe she knows anything about the plants.
Alright, I'll let Min and Darrell know. And I mentally tell both of them.
Okay.
If I had a silver for every tavern I've been to that's been made out of a mushroom, I'd have 2 silver, which is a lot.
I'm gonna be journaling the different types of teas and the names and what they do and what they look like and drawing little pictures
Say-
of them.
By the time he's done, he's brought you 20 cups of tea.
I'm excited and I am just going for it.
I start putting them in the back.
Working
You
frivolously.
don't, you watch as you drop 1 cup and it's gone.
No, I wasn't actually gonna. I'm not gonna.
It's like,
soak
no!
in the middle
You have
of
to pay for all the cups.
My tea! She's not really doing this, is
No,
she?
I'm not actually doing it.
I'm
Okay,
just,
'cause I'm,
sniffing
doing
the
a
teas
shot
and
and just,
being grossed out by their
Go for
fungus
it.
smells.
Some of them smell really weird, some of them smell very sweet.
I'm
It's a
very
wide
suspicious.
range of variety here. It's
I picked my favorite and I want to buy a cup, like, of the tea, not like it made, but like the leaves.
Yeah. What would be your favorite? Which one would you be leaning towards? What would the flavors be like?
Lemon, jasmine mixed with like, I don't know, honeysuckles.
All right. You find this one kind of, and after asking him,
That's the Aurelian mix.
Aurelian.
Yeah. Aurelian, yeah.
Aurelian.
Yeah. That's what I said. It's, it was sourced locally, so, she by the place you were asking about. The swamp witch.
What'd you say?
The swamp witch grabs that one. She goes out. She's the one who harvests most of that.
I will thank this swamp witch.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
She didn't do it for free.
Can I, I guess whenever we're ready to go, I'll wait a little bit, I guess.
yeah, go ahead.
I would like to talk to some of any pals I see.
all right, make a perception check.
He just sees no one.
Where are they?
They're like, we hate you.
What are you doing here?
Dang it. 3.
3. As you look around the tavern, kind of seeing if you could spot any of your old buddies, it's been a while since you've left home, a couple years. And as you look around, you recognize one face. Saying he's a buddy is a bit of a stretch, but you kind of recognize one of the older veterans who settled down here quite some time ago. You kind of see that the thick kind of scars across the face and this kind of mustache that is kind of half burned off. And you recognize Baldric Delmere sitting in the corner. A guy you never quite got along with necessarily. Like you guys weren't best buddies, but you talk to him sometimes.
Okay, I'll try to
Yeah,
talk to him.
he's cool.
I guess I'll try to go talk to him again.
You walk up. He looks at. What? In the 9. Thought you were dead.
Thought you were too. You're pretty old.
No, I live here. I'm retired. Why? Oh, God. Okay. What do you want?
Alright, we both don't want to be here.
I do. I live here.
We don't want to be in this conversation.
Yep, that's
You
true.
agree?
That's true.
I just need some quick information. We can get out of here.
You know, it hasn't grown back since last time.
I'm sorry.
The hair's not growing back.
You should just save the whole thing at that point.
It's not. I'm too prideful.
I always liked you for that.
Okay.
Okay. Hear me out.
What?
My team needs some help. We're looking for some kind of directions or some information.
You know, the weirdest thing is, last time I literally did nothing but talk to you.
Promise won't happen again. Please.
Can I like try to come over there and like talk to the guy? Be like, I'm so sorry about my friend. We just need some simple information.
I don't know who you are, and if you're related to him, I don't want to.
I was.
I got this. I got this.
I was forced to be here.
Feels like it.
All right. We just need some information on what do you know about
Name's the planet.
Swamp witch?
We already got information.
We already got information about that.
The swamp witch
Do you know any information about the swamp?
lives around the corner.
About her.
It's kind of weird. Likes to talk in riddles.
I love riddles.
She, you don't remember her? Right, okay, you're that guy. She keeps to herself, likes to sell plants. She's the only, open potion shop around here.
Alright.
They put up a sign for her. Unfortunately, they let Samson do it, and Samson just wrote swamp magic on the side.
Anything change around here while I was gone?
Samson got stupider. I cannot stress how disappointed I was in the name.
Alright, well, thank you for your help. Is there anything else you would want to tell me before we go over there?
This would be great if this was the last time.
We both know that's not gonna happen.
He kinda... Right, okay.
Take care.
And I just like try to hold up a hand for like a high five and just like walks away.
She just kind of looks up and glares. Okay.
Well, that was a fruitless endeavor.
As we're about to leave, I'm gonna as we're leaving the bar, just be like, thanks, Samson.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
thank you for your help.
Thank you
And
for the tea.
hold out to shake his hand, but it's
It's the wrong hand, and he kind of just gives you his other.
Real clever. Yeah, I've that's happened 4 times today. You wouldn't believe it.
Cool. Nice guy. Real nice. So,
I can't wait to meet the Swamp Witch.
alright.
So we're gonna meet her?
Try to poison us.
Let's head out then.
let's find the swamp magic.
So heading out around the corner to the outside of town, kind of away from where the buildings are facing, you do see that there is almost like a small addition that has been built on the back of one of these buildings. And there, kind of planted firmly in the kind of muddy earth, is a sign that is very poorly written, swamp magic on the side.
It's like spelled incorrectly.
It's not
Sweet.
great. It's whoever made it definitely wasn't their dominant hand.
Well,
But it's there, and you kind of see that it kind of just looks like a normal homestead of sorts, but more kind of earth and growth has been taking over it.
I'm gonna knock and.
You knock. Come in.
I'll walk right in.
You walk in, and you see what appears to be a. Let me just find this exactly right here. Yeah. So, the interior of the town, or the shop here, is a bit odd. There are different sorts of jars with many different sorts of plants kind of just jammed in there. There are many mortars and pestles that almost seem to be moving on their own as they are grinding up things. And then there's this very, very strong scent of decay with inside. It just smells a bit awful, this kind of rotting smell. And kind of sitting over what appears to be kind of this larger cauldron where you kind of see the mortars and pestles are kind of floating over and dunking their ingredients inside and then kind of coming back out with this liquid. You kind of see this haggard looking half-elf woman who is kind of long hair draped and just kind of looks up. You kind of see, I would say you notice that it almost looks like there are horns coming out the side, but they have been almost shaved off. And you kind of see the one kind of bright green eye kind of look up to you. May I help you?
Hello.
Hi. We were told that you might be able to help us.
That's what everybody does. They come in looking for magic. Swamp magic.
I was actually wondering, can I ask a few questions before we get started?
Everybody does.
So you're alien tea. I hear that you source it.
I do. It's Alpha. You looking to buy?
I'm looking to, know maybe what kind of spores that you think have come together to create such a magnificent blend.
You want an honest answer?
Sure.
They come from the living spores.
The living spore.
You can't get them from normal ones, and they're slightly incredibly toxic.
I like that.
So you have to add a lot of lemon and burn it for a while. Till it's soup, then freeze it and then reburn it. And then strain it till it's just the leaves.
It's quite
Burn,
fast.
soup, freeze,
Yeah.
reburn.
So this would also be a good source for poison.
There are many sources of poison, Dragonfly.
Thank you, Madam Witch of the Swamp.
Yeah.
What are the effects of this particular poison? Just straight
Dead.
dead?
It's what poison normally does.
Oh, there's poison that kills and then poison that intoxicates.
Poison of the mind does not come from a fungus, typically.
Yes, Icarus.
Yeah, Icarus.
Gosh,
Stupid Icarus.
silly Icarus.
Dum dum.
Dumb. Stupid.
Let's
Why
not
have you come to
drag
my shop?
friend down. Let's not drag.
Slash a bird.
Slash.
Dear friend Gregori told us that you might be able to help us out.
Gregori, the bald one.
Yes, the bold one.
The bald one with the blonde mustache.
Yes.
He's a dick.
The dickish one.
Yes.
Yes, the dickish one.
That Gregori?
That Gregori.
That's the one.
How many
You
Gregoris
don't
do you
even know
know?
Gregori.
I've heard the tales.
Gregori is a name that has been used for quite some time. I suppose I've known many Gregoris, but this one
She's probably been around for centuries.
is the bold one.
Yes.
I don't believe I introduced myself. I'm Nestani. What's your name?
The way you said that was so awesome.
Okay.
I don't think she likes you.
Thank you, Darrell.
I don't like many people.
That's
Do you like me?
I don't know.
What about me?
No,
What about me?
Okay.
no.
Can we get back to what matters?
Like the
What
tea.
matters is arbitrary. I think
Very
this
insightful.
matters. She goes back to stirring the pot.
May I have whatever you're mixing or...
Poison
Yeah.
Yes, may I have some of that?
I asked
for a price.
first. How much?
How much? How
A
much?
bottle.
Oh, sorry. Like a vial?
50 gold.
Oh, gosh. If only I didn't
How
have to
badly do
buy
you
that
want?
horse.
Is there anything
Not
we
that
can
badly.
Okay.
Give us a
May I have...
You were sent by the bald one, were you not?
Yes.
He has paid me handsomely to tell you things.
Oh,
Things
alright.
like
Where to go. To the west, you must go. There is a glade of sorts where you will find where I source most of my ingredients. There, they are waiting for you. The three who guard the glade. And there you will find what you are looking for.
Is there anything you can tell us about this place?
or about the three guarding it?
It is ancient and they are strong. But what you need, they have. So take it.
Will this involve violence?
Makes the world go round, does it not?
I mean,
Alright.
What
how you
what
look at
are
it.
the three guards?
They are what you seek. Plants, fungus, mold, moss, celery.
I was thinking for like 3 weeks, so like, I think I can do this.
Do you have anything to help with that violence which makes the world go round?
Information only.
While we're there, is there anything that we might be able to source for you?
Yes, the corpses.
Bring the corpses back to you?
Of the guards?
Most of the corpses.
Bring most of the corpses for you? Okay.
Enough corpse.
For a price?
For a price. To be determined. Upon the size of the bounty.
What is their weakness?
If they have any.
Each other.
Are they susceptible to fire by chance?
You can burn
Maybe.
plants.
I mean, it's plants.
You would think. We are in the marshes, though, and deeper there is the swamps and the cypress forest. You will get lost.
Question. If you ban them, will the spores hurt us?
The spores will find their way to you regardless. All of them.
Good thing about securing women's space.
Alright.
I have a herbalism.
And what do you have in your shop/abode that we can use to heal ourselves?
Nothing free.
Obviously, it's a shop.
How not free we talking?
Depends. I have specific ailments for specific things. Things you need but do not know, including one of these. And she reaches up and kind of pulls out this kind of vial of what appears to be this kind of orangish liquid, and she kind of shakes it, and these kind of bright yellow flecks kind of pop up in and out. You need these
To fight the guards? Who guard the
to
glade?
fight the guardians.
How much is it?
10 gold.
How much?
I'll take it.
What does it do?
You
It is for
She like
ointment.
Libitin.
You cannot spoil.
nice and stings.
How many of those potions do you have that help with the gargles? Just the one?
I have 2.
I'll
buy
take one.
Whoever reaches first. 10.
10 gold.
Takes it.
I don't know who got that.
One of each of them.
Okay.
So you each got one?
What kind of...
Yeah, I got rid of 10 gold.
What to put in the inventory? Just potion?
I would just put mysterious orange ointment.
Okay.
How many people does that help?
1. But you'll all need help.
Adequate, right?
All of us do.
Anything else you can give us? Or sell us?
Or tell us.
Information I can give. Pitch jaw. Web cap. Furious in nature. All felled. Oleander.
I will say any of you proficient in nature may make a nature check. If you are proficient in nature.
I don't think I
No. Oh.
So, could you say it again? What you said? Pitch jar?
Pitch jaw. Furious web cap. All failed. Oleander.
Yeah.
All quite dangerous.
Alright. Well, in the vein of the information, you've already been paid for by the bald one.
Yes.
What else are you selling here that we would need?
What you see in the shop, feel free to look, but do not touch. Else you wish to be a part of the next brew.
Clever.
I think we should get a move on.
I also
Yeah, I think we
What
should go in and
do
go
I
down.
see?
Yeah, make an investigation check.
17.
17. Looking around, there's a kind of vast array of different sorts of potions and ailments. Many of them unlabeled, but kind of a few of them you would recognize. You do recognize some healing potions. Quite a few of them, actually. Each selling at 50 gold each, standard ones. You recognize some larger ones as well that up in price as they go. You recognize some other interesting little potions that you've briefly encountered, such as a potion of leaping, a potion of stealth that you guys have used before. This kind of orange potion that seems to kind of have these little orange spirals in it, as well as this kind of very watery potion that kind of seems to move away from you as you kind of get close to it. And there are others, but I would say those you can tell are meant for have some specific purpose in mind, where some of the others you're not sure if are they tea, is it a brew, what is in the jar? Who could say?
Can I convince Darrell to buy some healing potions?
I would say that's what you think Darrell would do. Yeah. Probably. Cool, so how many potions are you buying total? He's missing 50.
Maybe.
So we got 240.
What would. So there's the small ones for 50, and then what? The next one up is like 100? So maybe 2 of the normal ones and a medium one?
Okay. Alright, so you hand that over to her, and she kind of swipes it, and it disappears in her palm, and she gestures for you to take them.
Okay. So that is just 2 potions of healing and a greater one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let's hand those out just so we don't have one person with all the potions.
Yeah.
I'll take one.
So.
Bold.
Okay. Oh, Darrell already has.
He's got
1.
300 you could buy.
I got 291.
So let's have. We'll give the other greater one to Nestani. And then. We'll each have one of the basic ones. And Darrell already has one still.
Sound pretty good.
I'm pointing as if he's there. He is not.
Is it the ghost of him?
Alright. So, anybody else doing any shopping around here?
I think I'm good. Anything over there?
Let's hit the road.
Hit the road.
Before you leave. Wait! One of you gets something.
I'm gonna walk back to her.
I volunteer.
You don't have the mark. Stinky.
The banners. They're not in the Forerunners.
Oh.
Come here, one of you.
Me, I like you.
Alright, Rena. You walk forward and you kind of see she reaches out and presses her fingers on your temple.
Wow, what an honor.
And you watch as you feel a burning shock as for a second you kind of watch it as Rena just and then starts falling back. You catch her, stands up, and this image has been burned into your mind, Rena. An image that moves, that writhes almost behind your eyes. And you kind of watch as she reaches over and grabs some herbs from the pot and kind of throws it in to the cauldron. And kind of watches this as a big, as you watch as almost an image, like a map, kind of appears.
The glade. You have it now. It's in your mind.
Yeah, literally.
And here they are.
So
1, 2,
obsessed.
3.
Thank you.
The last gift. There they are. Pitch jaw. Furious swept cap. Allfield oleander. And you. All good luck.
Thank you so much.
I'm sure we'll absolutely need it.
You will.
I hope I see you again. And I hope that one day I will come and learn from you. Yes, if I make it alive. Okay, goodbye.
Quick question for this potion. The orange one you gave us. Is it for drinking? Or for...
You may drink it if you wish.
Or for throwing?
It's
It's an ointment,
no ointment.
right?
You
You,
rub
like,
it onto
rub it
your
on things.
skin.
I think, right?
Do not drink it or throw it.
Okay.
You may do whatever you please.
Don't.
Don't listen to her.
Drinks it.
Don't listen to the one who made
Is
it.
it to aid me or is
She's
it to aid
mysterious.
That's what I'm thinking.
the creature?
Well, I would suppose when there is no difference.
So, like,
So
really,
we can
like,
pick either one.
Okay,
do we
thank you.
pour it on ourselves? Or?
She goes back to what she's doing.
Why don't we leave now?
Yep.
Get to the glade with Rena's mind map.
I'm
Leave.
looking at this mind map, and I
Once
say
we're
we go
outside.
This way.
You're outside. It is nighttime.
Let's go.
I think we should just
Gregori really gave the impression that she was more misunderstood, but I feel like the people we talked to kind of had it right on the head.
I think she was misunderstood.
I don't think so.
I think she's a
Just because
wacko.
she was stranger than others doesn't mean that she's completely out of the ordinary.
I think she's a genius.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not saying too much
I
that she's
second
strange,
that.
more
Hey, I
just
thought we agreed.
unfavorable.
And not as unfavorable as that one that we, like, owe a debt to, right? She's gonna kill us. She's crazy.
Well, she wasn't being
Probably
a dick
worse.
like Gregori, so I mean, we can't really cast judgment.
Yeah, that
She's-
guy got something up his boot, you know?
She's the
Can't
only
cast
one.
judgment in Crystal House.
She's the only one that's given us information, so.
That's true.
Good point.
Useful.
I feel like
She
we need a
said she
long
liked
rest.
She
said
did
She
not.
did not.
It's better than a no.
Because even though I have good HP, guys, we haven't, I mean,
If you guys were to push through to this glade that is now burned into your mind,
yeah.
you would risk taking a point of exhaustion because you've already traveled for the full day.
Oh yeah.
I say we at least rest.
Sleep on
I
it.
guess.
Just for a little bit.
Sure.
Right outside her
Is this
hut.
town known for being?
Yeah, just
Hospitable?
ask
No.
It's known for being bad.
It's known for being a small, quiet town with small, quiet people who like to keep to themselves.
Okay. Do you think we need cars? Or should we all just...
I mean, I think think we should have night.
We always do night watch because
Yeah.
you never know what happens.
I'll take first night watch.
I'll take the second one.
Ah, you took Darrow's line. That's his thing.
He's in the
So
dark.
you
I'm
guys
sorry, I
just-
let you down.
You just camping out.
Just looked. You camping on the outskirts of town, or?
Yeah.
Is there not like an inn
Is
or
there-
anything
yeah.
to stay at?
There might be.
Is there
Asking
an
Darrell
inn
and
on the
or
way
Khris.
to the glade?
Darrell would say probably not.
What would Chris?
Chris, you also know it's unlikely, but they could have made something to accommodate the race.
I think we're fine where we are.
Yeah, we should just camp outside.
Just right outside the witch's hut.
Well, maybe
I
not
should
right
have mentioned,
outside.
upon entering the city, you do notice that there are kind of tent camps set up on the outskirts on the shores.
Yeah,
So let's just
Yeah.
Seems easy.
follow
Outskirts.
And our horses are okay right now?
If we have a guard, we'll be fine.
They all have their horses with them, so I mean, are you leaving them somewhere? Or?
No, I just
No.
mean like they're cool. Like in general, they're doing good.
Oh, yeah, the horses are fine.
Like their mentality
Too
is.
right.
And you got any extra carrots we could feed them?
Yeah.
I don't think I do.
Reach
If
into
they need
Charles's
some
bag for
fungus.
carrots.
Probably don't want
Carrots.
to eat them anymore.
You hold up
It's
exactly
just
what
like
you
you
got.
pink footprints.
Is there any
Nothing.
They're
grass?
like
Oh.
pink carrots for the pink horse.
Doesn't eat anything.
I would not recommend feeding any horses pink
Alright,
carrots.
just something.
All right.
I wouldn't recommend.
Darrell will take the first watch.
I'll take second.
I was in
Sure.
second.
Now you're third. And I'm
Roll somebody roll for watch. I don't care.
All right, Darrell. 13.
Okay. 13. Nice. So
And are we somewhere where there's shade or like covering over us?
no, just out.
Because I would. I mean,
You guys have
dragons.
tents, but
The dragon.
you guys kind of just find a nice open spot next to all the other tent camps set up, and
Hopefully, our tent's smaller
so
than their
Darren knows
tents.
it's a fairly uneventful night.
Put the horse next to it.
Chris, you wake up and Darrow's kind of been talking to some guys who have just like been walking around, some of the other racers, and
All right.
you can either you wake up, go ahead and make your next watch.
15 minus 3, so about 12.
The same guys kind of stick around, and this one, let me pull up his name.
I wake up and you're doing shots with these random. What's going on?
love
Flirting with somebody's aunt.
What?
You ant every night.
This other dragonborn,
Hey.
a green dragonborn by the name of Soroka.
Where's green?
Green is you would know.
Poison.
Poison, yeah.
Poison. Okay.
Anyway, so then I pretty much, don't have any more horses.
This guy's funny. I didn't get it.
Oh, well, we didn't either.
This guy.
It's crazy.
That's
Who's
funny.
taking next watch?
Me.
So I don't find out anything from him?
Yeah, you can talk to him for a second if you want. What are you asking him?
So they're on the race too?
Yeah, they're part of the race.
So you guys figure anything out? Any clues?
About what? Like what we're doing? Racing?
No, but seriously.
Like just what? What do you want to know? It's a big road.
I mean, how far along did y'all get? Find any clues on where to go?
Actually, we started off in Mizumi.
Mm,
Figured we start there and then work our way around.
that sounds good.
Yeah, it's pretty bad up there. So we actually didn't complete the Mizumi one because you have to dive into a pit.
Sounds
And
awesome.
My God.
I know. I thought it was great. I can breathe underwater pretty good. My compatriots over there.
I'm not the greatest in water. You know, being like
They don't do
250
well.
pounds.
Yeah.
Kind of weighs you down a bit.
Well, no, that's the point. Is you have to get down really fast. Really fast. There's some caves. It's great.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, and in
We
the
should try
caves, there was a a dragon or something. It's crazy.
Color.
Anyway, so we lost 3 of our people, and I was like, not today.
What do you know about the dragon?
I don't know. He's like he zapped people and they're dead.
Zaps.
Uh huh.
One of my guys.
Yeah, I mean, he could have. Yeah. I don't know. He wasn't blue. He looked like he was dark.
Interesting.
Yeah. He did zap him though.
Also interesting.
He's like lumpy,
Lumpy.
like a lumpy dragon.
So, more similar than I thought, I guess.
You're funny. You're funny.
Alright.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, what team are you on?
Oh, my team. Flail mail.
Flower.
Yeah, they say
Can
fine.
I look at what? banner. Yeah.
He shows it to you. It is a flail coming out of an envelope.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
So good.
Flail? What is a flail?
It's like the little
Like
medieval flail that
the
you
ball
spin
and
around.
chain.
Ball and chain.
Okay.
With
Wow.
sticks on it, on
That's
a stick.
amazing.
All right. Well, it's great talking to you.
It's great talking to you too.
And then I give the next night watch to
Yeah. Who's next?
Me.
All right, go for it.
Oh, so that's a 3.
Okay.
My perception's +7 though.
Pretty uneventful. It's like 3 a.m. You're tired. Do not want to be up right now, or really kind of just perceiving all the fun smells from all the horses nearby as you kind of stand in the field of them. But it's quiet. So that's positive. Final watch. Who's taking it? Perception check.
Who's oops?
Not good. 8.
8. It's morning time. And towards the end of your watch, you kind of notice that one of the people in the race have kind of gone around, and they're kind of, we have some extra rations if you guys want some breakfast. I have some toast in there. You want some toast?
Is it like for real? For real?
He's been passing it out to everybody. So, I
He's a
mean,
poison dragon.
I just got a bunch of toast.
It's a lot of
I'm not
toast.
going to point
me
out,
up.
but
Wake me up.
a friend over there is not. He got hit in the head last week and hasn't quite recovered.
It's okay.
Yeah.
And someone back home like the same.
He's making toast. And you kind of look over. There is this human who is just kind of over the fire, holding a piece of bread on a stick and just kind of
Did
rotating
he
it
have
around.
like a heart attack? Did he like think he's
No,
smelling toast?
something he got hit in the head.
Smelling toast.
I would like some toast.
He said he likes the smell.
Just like sniffing.
Can I?
like,
Am I
I'd
up?
say you guys wake up eventually, and yeah.
Can I just double check for poison
That's
since
what
I'm
I-
I was
proficient with
just about to
poison?
say that.
On the toast,
I was
do you
gonna
take a
do
piece of
that.
toast?
Sure.
Take it. And
I'll take one.
yeah, take
Two.
it.
I'll take it. I'm gonna be like Savannah.
Savannah,
Alright.
Must be
I'll
great.
take it, yeah.
We checked
Still
the
check them.
Savannah.
yeah. So you're checking it for poison.
Yeah.
Savannah will eat anything. She eats rocks.
What is the
Oh,
check
never
for
mind.
poison? I would say make a survival check.
Survival. Okay.
Survival.
Well,
See if you can survive the toast.
Survive the toast
Toast
if you
survive
dare.
your
Should
toast,
I-
man.
Survive the toast.
Should I add
bro.
proficiency if I'm proficient with poison, or just? Okay.
The toast is what kills.
Dies from
Death by toast.
Are you proficient with toast poison?
It's actually a +1.
I'm better than the average.
No,
Nat
you
20.
wouldn't.
Icarus,
This will be your natural
you
20.
sniff the
This is-
toast, and you know immediately it's burnt bread.
Poison.
That's my
Poison to some, tasty to others.
So it's good?
Yeah, it's just toast.
Okay, fine. So
I eat 12 pieces of
I
it.
like how he's
Yeah, he
wasted
just
those
keeps
2 minutes
making
just
it.
Exactly.
seeing if
So.
toast was poison.
But I think we should head out on the road then, yeah?
Yes.
I also steal some extra
Priority
toast for the road.
straight.
They give it to you, so.
No, but I steal every single bit that he gave out to the other people too.
So this is a large group. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check.
Oh my god.
Look over there.
Sorry about her.
16 plus 9.
Jeez. 16 plus 9.
Yes.
Avoid that.
Yeah. Okay.
And the whole
25.
game is wiped of toast.
Jeez. Yeah. So you take the toast. However, as you are walking away, you notice and feel this kind of glare at the back of your head, and you
Oh,
look
gosh.
over, and that guy who was roasting it has stopped and is just staring at you.
Oh no.
But he's just a little human, right?
You better give it all back to him.
I'm kidding, that's a joke.
It's like last time.
Just give the toast back, darling. Just give it back.
And laugh while you do it so he thinks it's a joke or something.
Sorry, I thought I dropped my toast and I was just trying to pick it up. I didn't realize this was yours. Do you still want it? I accidentally like spit on some of it.
His face.
You don't have to
Just
let me
give it
take
back
it.
to
Just
him.
hand it to him.
Just you
Just
want
give
it?
him-
I like
just
reach
hand
out my hand and
Give
try to
him
give it
the
to him. It's
bread.
like shaking.
He takes the toast.
Yeah, it's the same.
Okay, let's go.
Run!
We
That was
must
useless.
get out.
So we just hop on our horse and go.
Yep. So you hop on your horse, and Rena, this image is still seared in your mind. It was a bit hard to sleep last night, or meditate as you do. But I'll say with about 8 hours, you found some rest.
Okay.
And it is almost like it is pulling you in a direction. So, heading out for the day. You guys want to pick up anything on the way out of town, or are you good?
I think we're good.
I'm done stealing things.
Let's go.
What's the marching order here? Middle.
I guess Irina will still be at the front, but I reckon Rena drives because she
I'll
knows.
stay in the back again.
I want to stay
So
closer
I
up
can
to the front.
keep watch
Behind them.
Close to the front.
And Darrell will be behind me.
All right, sounds good.
Face of attack.
All right, so heading out, guided by the vision that Rena is having. Go ahead and make a survival check for me, Rena, with advantage.
Okay, that's top.
Yeah.
11 plus 4, 15.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. Kind of guiding through the kind of murk and water here. Eventually, you reach what appears to be a kind of large cypress growth here. Lots of roots sticking out of the ground, almost catching some of your horses, tripping them for a moment. But Rena is fairly adept at kind of guiding you guys through here. So, nothing too terrible happens, and nothing too terrible seems to pop up.
Fog.
No. Eventually though, you see where almost the land begins to dip a bit, and not necessarily a canyon, but almost a crater-like formation starts to appear as you get further down in this forest line. And eventually, you see what appears to be this large divot into the earth. Crater shape and appearance, with almost like little valleys that kind of run through the middle here, all surrounded completely by this large cypress forest, hiding it from the plain view. Rena, it is here and somewhere down in the depths of this swampy murk that you sense you need to go.
Are these the glades?
Sadly.
Didn't the witch say that it was a cypress forest?
Yeah.
Somewhere down there.
My brain's telling me yes. My body's telling me don't do it.
It is a decent drop, so if you want to try and find a way for your horses to get down there, might be somewhat difficult.
Maybe we might want to leave them up here.
That sounds like a good idea.
Okay.
Kind of
Is there, like-
scared to leave these horses here?
Is that like a tree or something to tie the horses
Someone
to?
proven to take care of him.
Yeah, forest. Yeah, that's. Like I couldn't see the trees through the forest.
Exactly. So, that being said, you leaving the horses here and then trying to scale down the side here?
Okay, let me have a little talk with Irina.
Yeah.
We're going to leave you here. We'll be back for you. Please do not eat the horses. And I'll give her a ration too.
Takes
I'll
kind of
get you more meat when we get back to a town.
Physically
I
connect.
pat Shetty on
Okay.
the back, and my hand comes back completely pink.
Yes.
And I
yes.
swipe it on Khris to get it off.
Oh my god!
Guys, I'm bleeding.
Okay.
Go with them.
Easy enough. Sure.
I pet my horse. I look it deep in its eyes. Be good now.
The horse just sneezes.
So it kind of just careens its neck. It kind of just
I love it when he does that.
trying to get away.
Can I, like, how steep are we? Like, it's like real steep.
It's almost
And-
a sheer drop.
Also, like, how deep does that go?
It drops into a kind of misty valley.
Okay. Can I kind of like?
Seems to be a decent fog cover that kind of covers the top of whatever, or the atmosphere down there.
I'm gonna take a rock and like toss it down to see how deep it is.
And it just disappears beneath the fog.
Do I
How
hear?
about we
Make a perception check.
we can tie a rock with rope?
I could just.
17.
Khris just
17?
like holds all of us up.
No,
on
I
the
As
rope.
you listen, you surmise it's maybe a couple hundred feet down there.
How about the people that can
How-
fly go down?
Can I kind of?
Oh wait, yeah, Jack's literally a bird. He just
So much going on.
You're a bird?
I'm an owl.
So we have 2 birds?
Mhm.
Sick.
Can I kind of fly out from the face and see if maybe I can kind of spot like, and guide people away down? If that makes sense.
Yeah, go and make a perception check.
Okay.
Straight roll. It's a
We'll do
big
that.
area.
12.
12. looking around, you can see some areas that are definitely easier to climb down than others. So I mean, you could, if you want to tell them to walk to, not necessarily the other side, but about maybe a third of the way. You could do that.
That little thing can fly, right?
Hmm?
That little flying.
You talking about me?
No.
Our bird can't fly. It's like an ostrich.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's a flightless
That's a
How long
terror
is the
bird.
rope on my
It's like
grappling
a
hook?
velociraptor.
It's like 80 or
How what?
I have a grappling hook.
50 feet or 80 feet?
80.
Should say on grappling hook.
It's like a
80 feet. All right. You can start to grapple.
Hypothetically, 3 of us could fly.
But I only last
So
for a
what-
minute. So
How long does it take to fly down a few hundred feet?
yeah, guess so.
Is
Or
it a
you
few
could jump
hundred?
most of the way and then just activate your wings towards the bottom.
So we don't have any rope or anything?
Do you guys have it?
I do not. My rope
Wait,
was
I
stolen.
actually might have a rope.
I've got
Understood.
rope.
I have rope. I have 50 feet of rope.
If we tied 2 of those together...
I have.
Couple
There's
hundred.
7 of us.
You-
So
I
if the
have
3 of
over
us who
50
could fly,
Wait,
fly
how much
the
I-
other 3 down,
how much
and then
feet?
Khris can just jump and
50.
take
So
it.
we have
Should be
100
okay.
feet of rope.
Let's just leave a rope just in case both the birds die.
Okay, we got 100 feet in total.
I just died. So
Okay.
just gotta bear with
Plus the
it.
80 that I have on mine.
Okay. Yeah, I think we can just
Um,
go from there.
I'm gonna tie all the rope together and then find a good spot for the grappling hook and attach it to the top of this ravine.
Sure. Wrap it around a tree.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Just like rappelling down the mountain.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna start going down.
All right.
Actually, could I just jump down and get my sword and just stab it into the side of the mountain?
You
and just,
gonna do that?
I want to do that.
All right.
Sounds fun.
Make an acrobatics check for me.
Can I
My best
get
thing.
on your back and you fly me down so we can watch him die?
Yeah, can I just
I
fly
can
down?
Yeah.
carry you in my
Make an acrobatics
talons.
check.
Good
I
idea.
kind of need my back to fly.
16
Oh,
plus
yeah,
I
good
can.
idea.
Wait, so what's that? That'd be
23.
23.
Oh, that's a good
I
one,
do
isn't
math.
it?
Finally, I got a good roll.
Woo!
Yeah, guys.
When it matters.
Yeah. Okay. So
Your song was good.
So Nestani, you check the rope tension. You have the notches made. You got about 150 feet of rope going down with everything made for it to climb.
Can I interrupt for a quick second? I was carrying Rena kind of down the way so that we could watch this happen.
Okay.
We want to watch it.
180.
Well, you need to have some
Oh,
slack
right, some of the slack,
to
I'm
wrap. So, that being said,
I just screamed, Geronimo!
as you, Cadmus, and Darrell are all kind of over there, and you two are watching. You see what's going through Chris's head, and you watch as Chris just takes the sword out,
No.
just runs, and just off, and you watch as he just disappears into the mist.
You guys might be down a feather. I'm sorry.
His voice is echoing, yeah.
And so, Khris, as you pass through the mist, you see that it might have been a little bit deeper down than you guys had originally thought. As you see what appears to be this kind of very humid, very lively, almost secluded land here, forgotten by time to some degree. It looks like it hasn't been touched in maybe ever, as many of the massive trees here kind of wind up, taking the roots throughout the mountainsides down here, almost like a secluded arena of sorts. But you kind of see that there are different areas as it kind of travels further down. There are rivers, there are lakes, there are swamps. And as you take your sword out, jamming it into the rock wall as you skid by, you make a dexterity saving throw to catch yourself.
Plus 4. 10 plus 4, 14.
14. Say with your previous roll of 23, yeah. You jam it on the side and start slowing down as you kind of rake the sword on the rock and kind of grabbing on to one of the loose hanging rocks. You eventually just start to slowly kind of slide, bringing other boulders with you, but none to hurt you. As you land in this smaller clearing of grass and water. That being said, Rena and Icarus diving off after him. You see him do this. It is incredibly badass. And then you watch him stick the landing.
That's even cooler.
In a half squat.
You're going to? Yep. And Darrell, you go with them. The rest of you, up the top, the 3 of you, start to go down. Yeah?
Yep.
You get below the fog layer, and then Nestani, as you reach the bottom, you find the last notch and look down and see you still have a couple 100 feet to go. But you have a pretty good vantage view of this area.
We can try and carry
You see the kind of valleys, the large kind of mountains almost down here. Well, not big enough to be qualified as mountains. They resemble that structure. Lots of intricate little roots and vines and trees. Go ahead and make a perception check though for me, since you're at the top of this.
20 not natural.
20 not natural. Okay. So, as you look around, you get a very clear look. And something that you notice a bit strange. There aren't any birds here. There aren't any, like, loud wildlife. You don't see any deer. You don't see anything like that. And as you cling to the rope at the edge of the kind of rocky wall here, looking over, you almost see what appears to be roots coming out of the wall and kind of gripping the rope, just gently pressing themselves against the side before they slowly grow and pull it towards the wall. And you kind of see the trees swaying with an unnatural breeze down here. It's oddly quiet. And then you see movement. Massive movement somewhere in the distance. The large trees swaying for a second. Creaking.
Like one big large tree, or
one big large tree kind of swaying in the brush. It's too many branches here to see what is at the base of it, but you see it swaying. And then you hear almost this kind of cacophonous roar echoing throughout the valley. And then and you watch as the tree kind of settles before slowly tilting to the side. So, that being said, you're at the end of your rope. Literally. A couple hundred more feet to go.
Is there any notches to rock climb down on? At least
there's a large gash, actually, that goes all the way down. And you look down and you do see Khris, who is kind of at the base here. It's not a sheer cliff, but it is very close to it.
Okay, so I know that let me just make sure I'm getting the, I'm pretty sure it's just a minute for my wings. I'm just checking just in case. I might be wrong.
Cadmus, you and Darrell also come down close towards the end of the rope here, and you can see this as well.
So it's only 1 minute for my wings. Would it be enough time to take each of them down, like one at a time? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do that.
So I can fly.
Let's go. But regardless, Nestani, you drop down, taking Cadmus with you. A couple seconds, back up, grab Darrell, and now you guys are at the base of the valley here. This interesting little area, the glade as it was called. You see, the valley itself kind of follows the snaking rivers, and that is what mostly seems to have cleared out the area here. It leads to these kind of larger kind of hills down within, and occasionally leading to what appear to be valleys. But, Rena, that map in your mind is searing and burning, and you can now see that the almost roads that you thought were on the map you recognize now as the rivers themselves that seem to kind of lead throughout here. The three main ones. One kind of snaking through the center, and then two that seem to go on either side as they branch.
There's 3 rivers.
I'll say also, you also feel the kind of pain in your head as you recognize 3 of whatever these marks are. One of them seems to be a bit closer than the others. One of them seems to be actively moving.
Hey guys, there's one moving. He's like kind of close. That's probably the one we're going after first.
Let's murder him.
Okay. So
Execute him.
we're following your lead, Rena.
So how are you guys approaching this?
I'll go.
I think we should like split up and like get a jump on them, like in the trees. Set up an ambush.
Good
Like
idea.
flank left, flank right.
Well, what if like our bird people go up there and do that? do some surprise attacks, and then.
I'll go up
I'm
front.
also an archer, so I could try to get like set up somewhere if I need to.
Yeah.
What if I start a fire?
So, it's worth mentioning that this area, it's not a large arena pit of sorts. It's more of interconnected valleys with different levels of flatlands located either on top or below. Hard to describe, but interwoven here are the tree roots, different sorts of methods of going up and down here. But immediately, presently in front of you, you guys are in what appears to be the kind of shallow bed of water that seems to be the culminescence of the three rivers here. I'd say you kind of see the hills kind of start to arch upwards and kind of begin to split off with the central river, whereas the one to the right kind of snakes off and around as the land rises and it maintains its steady pace. The river to the left seems to almost kind of be coming down rapids almost, but all of this is incredibly shallow. But that is what you see at present. As the elevation, you do know, rises the further up you get these rivers. So, Rena,
Hello.
the closest one is stagnant and is further up these rapids, while the moving one is the farthest away down the central one. And the other one you can't quite get a sense of whether it's moving or maybe just kind of milling about somewhere in the valley to the right.
Well, guys, the closest one is not really moving, so maybe we should pounce him.
I agree.
Okay.
Following the lead.
Is it just one entrance?
So he's not moving, but he's down the rapids,
He's over by the rapids, yeah.
and we're walking alongside the river right now.
So you'd either have to try and push your way up the rapids, and it's very shallow, so it might not be difficult. But to say if things were to get heated very fast, those could be very dangerous.
Let's get away from those.
Yeah. Let's get away from the rapids.
Okay.
I don't like that rapid idea. Okay. Any other way to him without being in the river?
The closest one? You could potentially head up the central path and then maybe find a way to get there. But this is not a location where the direct pass. You can go over anything you want. So these valley walls that seem to encase you, if you wish to scale them and get to the top, you may, or attempt to.
How far do you think it would be to take the rapids? Like how?
It would be the most direct path, and Rena, kind of based on your judgment here, now being able to feel your own presence and the distance that you share between these targets, you'd say it's not that far, actually. It's probably up and around, and then there's a kind of a wider bend here, and then what you see as a culminescence near possibly waterfalls.
I have an idea. What if we take the rapids up, but whenever we get like super close, we hop out the rapids and get like along the valley walls, try and pounce.
And like our bird friends could pluck us from the rapids and help us get to the sides.
Yeah.
While we swim as best we can. Even though it's shallow.
Yeah,
It might get deeper.
Yeah, it might get deeper. But for right now, you guys can stand in it fairly well.
Okay, let's try that if y'all are okay with it. I mean,
Okay.
seems like the easiest, most direct way.
All right.
Doesn't seem like it'll be like something we can't get our like we just can get out of the situation easily, I think.
Yeah.
So
We'll see.
So you're heading up the rapids. All right. Somebody go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
I'll stay flying the whole time.
Yeah, I would like to stay flying too.
Yep. So what is the marching order on the ground here?
I guess I'm first.
I'll go behind for now.
All
I'll
right.
stay in the back like usual.
I'll
Probably Darrell right behind Nestani.
All right. Okay. So, with that being said, you begin to march your way up the rapids. We're going to go ahead and make a perception check for me as you're kind of leading this. And Icarus or Darrell, I'll let you make one as well.
A 10.
What's your percentage?
Do you want it? That's pretty good, I feel.
Yeah, I don't think mine's that good. So.
I'll go for it.
Mine's good, but I rolled really bad.
Alright.
Oh, me too. 6.
Okay. Well, that's not good.
And
so-
we're dead.
And you died.
The game ended.
Yeah, I figured out how to fix that. So, Icarus, as you and Darrell kind of flying overhead, it's hard to keep track with this kind of very low cloud cover that kind of seems to flood this area. But Rena, as you kind of march your way trudging through these kind of shallow rapids, I would say you guide everybody fairly decently. Nobody slips, falls, and breaks their neck, thankfully. But as you kind of get up, you see the water kind of peters out into a very shallow pond, almost reminding you of home back in Mizumi. And there you kind of see very gentle rolling waterfalls that kind of step down periodically. And at the top of this waterfall is a much larger one that seems to drop maybe about 50 feet. But placed squarely at the center in front of that is a small island of sorts. Shallow, but it just rises just above the water. And who rolled that d20?
Me.
What'd you get?
13.
13. There, you see that there is a kind of outcropping of plants, just kind of on the ground. Little tiny. Are you getting closer to look at it?
Yes.
Yeah. What appear to be little tiny pitcher plants. Go ahead and make a perception check.
God, I am stinky McStinkerton. 9.
9? Well, you can still see it. You see what appears to be a banner of sorts. A red banner. A lotus in a wreath of bones.
Oh my.
Tattered in the mud. You see a satchel.
I grab it.
Yeah, so you run over. And as you grab it, see Rena kind of, the rest of you watch this, see her picking up. Icarus, I would say you and Darrell, from where you're at, see Rena run out to this little outcropping of pitcher plants, grab nothing, and hold it up.
Uh-oh.
And I would say the two of you watch as there is massive spikes that come out of the ground, and you watch as half of the island flips over and closes on Rena.
Oh my god, I'm dead.
And that's where we end tonight's game.
Oh no, you didn't.
Welcome to the jungle. So we'll pick up there next time. Huh?
On the edge of my seat.
Yeah,
I'm sweating.
Good.
My palms.
Imagine how
Knees
they
weak.
feel.
Arms are a bit heavier than usual.
I wanted it to be our satchels so bad.
I know, it's like.
Must stir up
As
on
soon
my
as you
sweater.
That was
said
a little
the
too
bear, I was
generous,
like,
wasn't
there's
it?
no way.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I was literally like, wait a minute,
Hold
they
the phone.
they went east. This is not where they went.
Well, that's okay. So we will pick this up next time with what
I can't
happens.
believe we have to wait so long to find out.
I know, that's the whole week. But it's okay.
I'm the one inside of the island thingy.
What are you worried about? Anyway, so thank you guys so much for tuning into tonight. Before we go, Ethan.
Do your taxes. Well, it's
That's-
way too.
Do your
We're weeks too late for that.
It's-
But
Don't grab satchels.
don't grab satchels,
Grab them.
and instead grab that subscribe button.
Grab it by the throat. Anyway, thank you, Ethan, and ring that bell. And Lauren.
Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at @thewayward7.
Yep.
And leave a comment down below. What was your favorite part? Why do you think there was a satchel? And do you think Rena's dead? Should we roll new character stat sheets? I don't know.
Would you like to see that?
Also, comment and tell us what your favorite team name is that we've run into so far.
That's what.
And
Is it flail
if
mail?
you want to make any drawings of these
Oh my god.
team logos,
Or even our own team logo.
or ours, or better versions of ours because we don't like the legs, just make them and send them to our Instagram, and we'll see what you come up with.
Yeah, I'd love to feature some.
I think it'd be great, yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Hope you guys have a good night, and I'll see you next time.